Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhagati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhagati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhagati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Kevala Bhagati प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंज राधा गिरिराज शोभन की श्री वृंदावन नाम की मायापुर नाम की जगन्नाथपुरी नाम की मार्टिना श्री मायापुर नाम की गंगमाय की यमुनामय की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी देवी की कृष्ण निताय गौरांग सुंदर की श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की ग्रंथदंड बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंद all glories to Samudra all glories to Samudra all glories to Samudra all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga all glories to Shri Prabhupada ki
Dosis kita berbeda dengan kita werkt zuivers verleden Ik werk met grote eerbied van stad aan zijn hoofd. Door zijn genade staat men op Suriname aan zijn natuur leven oversteken en de genade van Krishna verkrijgen. Mijn enige wens is om mijn bewustzijn te zuiveren door de woorden die van zijn lotusvoeten komen. De hechtheid aan zijn lotusvoeten is een volmaakte vervulling van alle verlangens. Hij opent mijn vertroebelde ogen en vult mijn hart met overzinnelijke kennis. Hij is mijn Heer, leven na leven. Extatische liefde straalt van hem uit. Door hem wordt afwezigheid vernietigd. De Vedische geschriften bezingen zijn krachten. Onze spirituele raad is noemt naam van genade. Tegen mijn handen in de wereld van het geleden. O Meester, wees ons genade. Schenk ons de schaduw van uw lotusvoeten. Uw roem strekt zich uit over de 3 werelden. We nemen onze toevlucht tot uw lotusvoeten. U bent de redder van de meest gevallen.
Shri Vrindaye Tulasi Devyaye Priyaye Kileshavashya Vishnu Bhakti Pradadeve Satyavajaya Namo Namah Vrindaye Tulasi Devyaye Priyaye Kileshavashya Vishnu Bhakti Pradadeve Satyavajaya Namo Namah Vrindaye Tulasi Devyaye Priyaye Kileshavashya Vishnu Bhakti Pradadeve Satyavajaya Namo Namah
Krishna Kate Gore Namura Hori Shriya Govinda Prema Sarayana Bhati Yani Kali Japa Mani Prabhavati Kali Japa Tali Tali Pranashanti Pradakshana Gure Hare Yani Kali Japa Mani Prabhavati Kali Japa Tali Tali Pranashanti Pradakshana Gure Hare Yani Kali Japa Kali Prabhavati Kali Japa Tali Tali Pranashanti Pradakshana Pade Pade Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Maharani ki jai. Jai Sukhi Jai Jai Shri Vishnu Bhakti Prade Shri Namo Jai Sukhi Jai Jai Shri Vishnu Bhakti Prade Shri Namo जय दूसरे जय प्रिय केशव शिष्य कृष्णभक्ति सदजय विष्णुशिवाय नमो नमः देवी तुलसीनारायण की जय।
Ik werk me herhalen voor u neer. Mijn verlangen is om Sri Radha en Krishna te kunnen vinden. Wie ook maar zijn toevlucht bij u zoekt, ziet zijn wensen vervuld. Want u schenkt hem uw genade en maakt hem deelhoorderschap in naam. Ik hoop dat u mij een naasje wilt geven in uw naam. Daarna zal ik altijd gestaan zijn voor de krachtige sterren gemaakt van Sri Radha en Krishna te aanschouwen. Wees zo genadig om een volgeling van de boek en de ritjes van Brujavrindavan te maken. Verleen me alsjeblieft het privilege om toewijdenis te mogen doen en maak op uw persoonlijke inhoud. Wees de diepste vader en onbeduidende naam van Krishna mee. Laat me altijd zwemmen in de oceaan van liefde voor Sri Radha en Govinda.
Hare Krishna. U kunt u nu gereed maken voor de lezing. Hare Krishna, you can now prepare for the lecture. The lecture will be given by His Greatness, Navida Nirada Prabhu. Haribol!
Haribol! Hare Krishna.
We willen ook nog bekendmaken alvast voor vanmiddag zal de ringnaam plaatsvinden om 6 uur 's middags. Dus het verzamelen in de manier. Dus iedereen wil weten dat de ringnaam vandaag 6 uur 's middags verzamelen in de manier.
Created in Russia and lived in Brazil 23 years. In Brazil. Brazil, beleza. All over. Okay.
Bhagavad Gita, English. Otherwise, I have it on my phone. Yes, please.
I think you need to put it more higher because
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Yasodhanana Pranjanana Yasodhanana Pranjanana Sankirtan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 We're reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, 14th chapter, the three modes of material nature, text number 4. Sarvayoni Shukanteya Murtaya Sambhavam Tiya Tasam Brahma Mahat Jonir Aham Bija Pratakpitaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktananda Swami Srila Prabhupada. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father. Purport. In this verse, it is clearly explained that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the original Father of all living entities. The living entities are combinations of the material nature and the spiritual nature. Such living entities are seen not only on this planet, but on every planet, even on the highest, where Brahma is situated. Everywhere there are living entities within the earth, there are living entities even within water and within fire. All these appearances are due to the mother, material nature, and Krishna's seed-giving process. The purport is that the material world is impregnated with living entities, who come out in various forms at the time of creation, according to their past deeds. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagidamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Jayasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum nangayate girim, yat kripadamam vande Sri Gurudinataranam, Paramananda Madhavam, Sri Chaitanyeshwaram, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, Kripasandubhyevacha, Patitanam Papanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It's good to be back. So here, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is explaining to us that all life emanates from Him. There are 8,400,000 different species of life, and believe it or not, many of them are here in Suriname. This is very big biodiversity, as you've noticed, very fertile land, not resting on yes. And in fact, living entities are everywhere. Sarvaga, the living entity can go everywhere. There's not a place where living entity cannot go. They have found living entities in fire, in water, in earth, in space, in rock, even in fire or in ice, there's living entities. So, this is all due to the potency, the life force that is coming from Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna says, Aham bija pratak pita. So he is the seed-giving Father. Today's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Any fathers out there? Just a few. All young men. So, and of course, without the help of the Father, even though there is a very fertile nature, nothing happens, nothing moves. So, it's good to be conscious of this and to appreciate Krishna in his life-giving feature. Now we know we are all Prakriti, we're all creation. So as such, we're actually all female. And we're taking on these different forms, some of them male, some of them female. And due to the Ahankar principle, the false ego, we think, yes, I'm the controller, I'm the enjoyer, I'm the dominator.
Formerly, roles were pretty clearly defined, right? You had the man who was working and the lady who was taking care of the family and the home. But now, because we're very modern and very liberal, everybody can work, right? And so there's no more traditional families that just came from Guyana. And basically everybody eating out, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No more cooked meals, no more home. Because everybody constantly on the road, just running. So no time for any of that. Maybe once a week, if you're lucky, they're meeting. Like yesterday, we were in Nikari, we're doing Harinam. It was raining a lot. But then, always when you go on Harinam, then, clouds go away, sun come out. And we were on the main square, the place. And I thought, wow, there's not going to be much happening here today. But somehow, a few families came out with their kids, and they were there in the park, having picnic, doing their thing. And I just walk up to everybody and give them prasadam and give them a few books. And then, that was nice. Then, Chinese supermarket was there, a few people went there. But I just started stopping all the cars on the road. Because Nikari, not as fast as Guataveg, small town, right? Things a little more slow. So you say, stop, everybody stopping. Everybody put the window down. Okay, yeah, take prasad. All right, take book, give something. So it was a very nice experience. What is the point I was trying to make?
Everyone eat out.
Huh?
Everyone is eating outside.
Everyone is eating outside, yes. No more family culture, no more traditional culture. People don't take the time. They don't even know how to cook anymore. Because just other ideas, other interests in life. And so this whole concept of father and mother, people are thinking, yeah, I can just do my own thing. But we can see that it's not working. The so-called technologically advanced societies have tremendous difficulty, mental health issues, addictions, suicide, very high. Countries like Scandinavia, Switzerland, Japan, also US, and also it's happening here in the Caribbean because people just feeling lonely, people having lack of purpose, having lack of mission in their life. They feel like nobody needs me, I can just, disappear. So it's very unfortunate. So here Krishna is reminding us where we're all coming from. He's our seed-giving father. We're emanating from Krishna. And through Prakriti, Mother Nature, we are born into this world and we're taking on different bodies, different life forms. And we're identifying ourselves with our situation, right? Right now, you think I'm Suriname. Some, of course, they think, no, I'm still Indian, Hindustani, or I'm Ukrainian, or I'm Venezuelan, or I'm Russian, or I'm Swiss. But if you drive a Toyota, do you become Japanese? You've seen a few Toyotas down here? Yeah. Any Toyota drivers here? Raise your hand. Yes? Yeah, the car works, right? Good quality. But you become Japanese? No. Yeah, and I see, even though everybody driving Toyota, still people are like in India. They chaos on the road and everybody late, it's like no sense of time. And I'm like, come on, you guys are Dutch, no? Right? Everything is cuadrado, no? Everything is like the Spanish say, no? Very paca, no? No, this is India, right? Cows on the road, everybody doing whatever they want. No rules. Trucks and cars coming straight at you, like on the wrong side of the road driving. It's like, my God, what's happening? But because we identify with our current situation, we think like, yeah, I'm my nationality, I'm my job, I'm my gender, I'm my economic status. But scientists find out that this body has so many cells, and these cells, you build a little house there. That's nice. Everything's about play, right? That's good. And every cell changing every 8 years, 7 or 8 years, something like that. So basically, every 7 or 8 years, you have completely new body. So in this life, you already had how many bodies?
Almost
Huh?
Almost 3.
Almost 3. Almost 3, right? A scary concept, right? Already I had 3 different bodies in this life. It's an interesting idea. Some of us are older, 5, 7 bodies, like that. But the sense of I, the Atma, never changes. We're the same person. But even though the soul is a reality, it is very much unknown. It is very much undiscussed. I was giving a lecture in Guadalajara at the Jesuit Catholic University, which is top school in the country. And we had 2 hours with a class of university students and professors. And it was interesting to explore this concept of the soul, which is very much unknown, even in religions. You ask them, like in detail, what is the soul? Where does the soul come from? Where the soul going at there? And you're like, these are very good questions. Next. Can we talk about food or about music or about what is this, what is this, what is this? No, this is foundational. Epistemology. How do we know what we know? Formerly, you knew something. Why? Because somebody in the market was saying, right? You ever go to market? Yeah? To distribute books, right? Or to buy some vegetable. And then you hear something in the market, right? People used to get the news on the market or at the river, right? Or at the well. So then later on, they had newspapers. They were printing things. Now it's social media, right? Oh, did you see? Oh, okay. You know what you know because it's there on your phone, right? But how do you know that that's actually reality? I have friends in Russia and in Ukraine and in Israel. And what they tell you on the media is not what's happening in reality. Because somebody wants to sell you their idea. Somebody wants to make propaganda. Somebody wants to sell you a product. Somebody wants you to believe what they want you to believe. So, if you want to really know the facts, you have to tune into a different knowledge source, which is Veda Pranihito Dharmo, which comes from the Supreme Lord, Swayambhuriti Shushama. Veda Narayana Sakshat Swayambhuriti Shushama. It comes from the Lord Himself. Right now, we're basing our knowledge about what we hear in this world. But it is faulty. Why? Because people, they make mistakes. Have you ever made a mistake in life? Anybody?
Yeah.
Yes? Yes or yes? Please say yes.
Yes.
Thank you for your honest. Then also, we have imperfect senses. We may think, oh, yeah, the job will be done in a very short time. Like in construction, there's only 2 rules. It takes longer and it costs more. You know those 2 rules, right? You have experience. Always take longer time to do it and cost more money. But we have imperfect senses. We cannot, sometimes we're an illusion. We think, oh yeah, something is like this, but actually not. I remember I was a small kid, we had chores, and I was liking to do laundry, to hang up the fresh, clean laundry. You know that smell from the fresh laundry? You like it? It's nice, right? Yeah. So I like that most, more than vacuum cleaning or doing dishes. Going shopping, I also liked. That was interesting. But I especially liked hanging laundry. One day in the evening, I remembered I still had laundry seva, some to do for the family. We were 4 kids. And so I opened the door of the house and I see it's dark out, and then I see this huge monster in front of me. And I get very scared. I almost have a heart attack. I'm like, what is that? And then I move, and the monster moved. And I move more, and the monster moved. And I'm like, wow, you're gonna eat me, you're gonna kill me. And then I realized that I was the monster. That it was, I opened the door from the house, and the light is coming outside, and it's my shadow. It's the monster. So I was in illusion, as a kid, but I was really, really scared. And then, of course, the tendency to cheat. I know not here in Suriname, right? Nobody cheated. Right? They don't do this. Right? Everybody very honest person. But in some places, it's possible that people take that. Like sometimes we try to cut corners. So, and because of that, whatever microscope or telescope or supercomputer we create will have the same defects like the people who made those instruments and who are operating those instruments. That means you cannot ascertain the truth or real knowledge through these faculties. So then what is our option? We're living in Anda, we're living in this egg, this universe that has big coverings like shells. But there is knowledge coming through Guru Parampara, that is revealed knowledge, that is coming from the spiritual world. Krishna also appears, it's so funny, we're doing Harinam in Guyana, in Barbies, and there's this one gentleman, and he looks at me and he says, I'm sure you don't know this shloka. He was very proud, you know. And I had to contain myself. I don't start laughing because it's not nice if you laugh at people. So, but he was very proud. But later I saw he had prasadam and he was eating prasadam. So it's okay, you know. He's okay. What was the point? Krishna comes himself and he speaks this knowledge. When you get excited to tell stories, you know, you have to remember, before you get excited, what was the point you try to make? Otherwise you just go off track. So Krishna comes himself and time again reestablishes Dharma, and he establishes Parampara. So we're very fortunate we have these books of Srila Prabhupada that we can read every day and share with other people who are also in the same boat like us. I came over on the boat, and the boat didn't take that long, but the whole experience was, you know, you have done the boat, right? So you know what I'm talking about. So the whole journey in the material world is difficult. Why? Because this is Durga's place. Durgama. It's making going difficult, right? There's so many, what they call it, drempel. Drempel. And the guy this morning was speeding. He was like, he had a new Toyota minivan and he was going like crazy. Too many drempel, like India, right? Speed bumps everywhere. Which of course is very good if you want to distribute books. You can just go over where the speed bumps are. Everybody has to slow down, right? You catch them there, Or in other countries, you catch them at the stoplight, where it's the stoplight, because they have to stop. Unless you're in countries where people don't stop at stoplight. That's also possible. So, we're very fortunate that we have this information. Like this chapter is entitled, The Three Modes of Material Nature. And you can see, even though this country has so much goodness, this wonderful nature, every possible fruit and species, but somehow the modes of ignorance and passion are still very strong. They're still very dominant. And I was surprised that people consider it normal to walk around with a bottle of beer and a cigarette in your hand and smoke in the car with children and do all these things, which in many countries, this doesn't fly. This doesn't work. But here, still, you know, oh yeah, sure. So the modes of material nature are constantly fighting for supremacy. Even though there is goodness, still passion and ignorance trying to gain power. And you can see, like today we're going 6 o'clock for Harinam. But you know, as soon as it gets a little dark, like around 7:30, like that, right? Then energy go down. You can notice different type of people, different crowd coming out, different creatures crawling out. Like I get up early in the morning because I want to chant my japa before I take that crazy, you know, driver. Because you never know, you know, this guy gonna get me killed. I better finish my round, you know, before. So And then what do you see? You see rats running around and all kinds of creatures around in the night. That during the day you don't see them. So the modes are always fighting for supremacy. Toba, you have to rise even out of goodness to the mode of transcendence, to come to the state of Krishna consciousness, which means that we're aware that Krishna is the center of existence, he is the goal, and he's the one who's sustaining us. Sometimes people think, oh, I don't need family, I can work a job, I got my own money, I'm independent. Have you seen people like that? I'm making my own stuff, I don't need anyone. But then you can see it doesn't really work. It's not sustainable. It's not a sustainable formula for living. Why? Because humans are social animals. They need to have some form of social interaction. Now, whether you need to be buddy-buddy with everybody, like my driver, he knew everybody on the road. Like he was honking and yelling and waving and, very social creature like that. Only 23 years old. And I was quite surprised. He was very healthy, as they say in India. And he was quite surprised that I didn't want him to smoke in the car. But I told him, look, I'm training pundits, so if I smell of smoke, then they will not like it, Oh, okay, I understand. But he had to stop a few times to engage in his habit. So unless we have a higher taste, like here, a little fellow bee has a higher taste, and it's called exploring the world, right? Exploring the world. And then mama catches him again, and then again, freedom, doesn't like to be captured, want to run around and be free, right? So this is life in the mature world. The modes are capturing us, constantly catching us, and say, hey, you belong to me. And then after a while, then we start wasting our life away with rajas and tamas, or even sattva. We realize, I don't like this so much. This is not so great. Have you noticed? Like, how long can you sleep? Who likes to sleep? Anybody? What's your max? What's your...
10 hours.
10 hours, right? After that, it gets kind of difficult, right? You can pretend to still be asleep, but it doesn't work so well, right? Some things start hurting, and you're like, I need to go to the bathroom, I have to do something, this, that, your mind starts haunting you. And but bears, they just, weeks and months, no problem. Go eat something, go back to the cave. I know you don't have bears here in Suriname, right? Maybe up in the Amazon, maybe in the jungle? No, they got scared by all the mining and logging. They ran away. So we're not so good with sleeping. Then, of course, we think, okay, we like to eat. Who likes to eat? Everybody. What's your favorite food?
Pizza.
Pizza. How much pizza can you eat?
3.
What, 3 whole entire? Wow, young man, I'm impressed. The last guy said 4 slices. I said, 4 slices? What's that? No bueno, no good, right? So, but how much pizza can you distribute? You don't want to distribute any, right? You're going to keep it all for you, right? Cold pizza the next day, even better, right? Yeah. Now, how much can we distribute? Unlimited. Our capacity for enjoyment is very limited. Our capacity for service is practically unlimited. So find pleasure in doing service. Find pleasure in making other people happy by giving them Krishna consciousness, and you will be happy every moment of the day. That's a pretty good formula, right? Then, of course, people sometimes, I know here they're peaceful, but in some places, I just came from New York, they're passionate. They like to fight. Like we had the NBA finals, and they were rivaling teams, and it was like war, war zone. And Harinam was there. You have to make sure you don't get in between the wrong guys. But this body is very fragile. Yesterday I was walking around and I was going a little too fast because I didn't have halava, so I had to go to the table to get halava, and I knocked my knee on some bench, and I realized, oh, there is still pain. That option is still available. And this body is very fragile. It's not so good for fighting, you know. Like you may think, yeah, let's fight. But then you hit something and you go like, oh, this hurts, you know. Like, have you noticed? No, you don't fight here, right? Everybody's very peaceful. Om Shanti Shanti. Shanti. Yes. So, and then of course everybody thinks, yes, sex life, you know, a little bit of romance. It's there in the advertisement, everybody buying into this kind of idea. But this human body not really so well equipped for this type of thing. We can see others like monkeys or birds or insect, this constant non-stop affair. But for the humans, very limited capacity for this. So this proves that the human form of life is not meant for animal existence. It's meant for something else. And that's called self-realization. Because even just making money and spending it is not really where it's at. Have you seen people who are just spending their whole life making money? And then they try to enjoy it. They try to buy happiness. They try to buy enjoyment. Can you buy happiness? No. If I give you $5 million, will that solve all your problems? That's 3 times yes. What about $50 million? What about 500 million? Now he wakes up, huh? Now he wakes up. No, you can't buy health, you can't buy love, you can't buy family and friends or meaning and purpose. You can't buy these things. They're not for sale. So that's why we need satsang. Satsang means truthful association. It means people who are not talking politics and sports and how much is the dollar and where you get things cheaper, but who are talking about Bhagavad Gita, who are talking about real value, artha. Artha means what is valuable. Anartha means what is not valuable, like garbage, you know. You put it out on the street or you hang it on the, you know, in a bag so people pick it up. But we have to be able to distinguish of what is valuable and what is not valuable. Otherwise, if you take garbage to be value and things that are precious like Bhagavad Gita to be useless, then we become confused. Friend of mine, Rajarshi from Rajarshi from Trinidad, he found the Bhagavad Gita in the trash. Somebody didn't value it and put it in the garbage. He found it. He was 16 years old. He joined the temple. Then his parents and all his uncles and family, they came to the temple. Oh, they kidnapped our son. Huh? Let's go and get him back. So they came, the whole gang of them. And his dad, he was looking around and looking and talking with people. And he said, you know what? I'm going to also stay here. So dad and son stayed. They said, you all can go home now, okay? You stay there, we stay here, okay? We meet sometime. It's all good. So we have to be able to distinguish what is truth and what is illusion. What's that verse in the Bhagavatam? No. Absolute truth, you know, truth distinguished from illusion. That's a Dhamma approach to Kaitavatra. Paramonimat Saranam Satam Vedyavastamatra Shivam Tapotraya Muranam Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamuni Krite Kimba Paraishvara Satyavarutyate Kritivita Kshana. Traducción en español, na Ruskam, Brasileiro, Netherlands, and English. Yes, the Bhagavatam is helping us to distinguish reality from illusion. Just like I got scared about this shadow, which was just an imagination in my mind. And in a similar way, every day, we get scared by so many illusions that we're having in our mind. Just like motivating factor in the mode of ignorance is what? Fear. You don't take this medicine, you're gonna die. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
Just a few times, right? You don't take this vaccine, you don't take this pill, you don't do this, you're gonna die. Well, I didn't, and I'm still not dead, you know? So, fear is a motivating factor for people in the mode of ignorance. Then, in the mode of passion, it's profit. 500 million? Interested? 500 million? You want 500 million? Yes? Kind of? Why not? Let's try. Right? Huh? Yeah, there's always buyers. Have you noticed when people make advertisement? There's always somebody. You may think, my God, who falls? Have you seen casinos here? Now, how intelligent you have to be to figure out that the house always wins. The casino always wins. Did you know that? Or what do you think? They're making casino because they want to share their wealth, they want to share money with the people. My dad was a math teacher, and he knew probability theory, and he had a good memory. So, you want to know how he made his money? Not by teaching, because the government job, they don't pay you well. By playing cards. So, the lottery is the tax for the stupid people, because they're not financially literate. They think that I will spend, 20 or 50 or 100, and then I will win a few million. But no. You have seen people buying lottery tickets? Just a few, right? And it's not rich people who buy that. It's poor people who buy that. And think, I'm going to hit the jackpot. It's going to happen. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be happy. And then you have all these stories for people who actually win the lottery. You know what happened to them?
They got broke.
Huh?
They went broke.
They went broke, yes. They went broke real fast, right? They don't know how to manage the money. And then all the friends come and they help them spend it and waste it. And they ruin themselves. Many times, young guys, they buy a fast car or bike and they crash and kill themselves, get addicted to all kinds of things. So it doesn't work. That's not the way how it works. Even the mode of goodness. What's the motivating factor in the mode of goodness? Duty. Okay, this is my duty. I have to do this. So people do their duty and they keep doing it, but it becomes a little mechanical, becomes a little rote, a little boring, and then motor passion creeps in and they think, oh yeah, why don't I have a little extra enjoyment over in Nikiri? I was amazed. This is a little country town, a bunch of farmers there. But the whole place is packed out with bars, casinos, and prostitutes. And I'm like, what happened? This little rice town, and this is not Monaco or it's crazy, right? Why? Because the mode's always fighting for supremacy. Everybody trying to get upper hand. So Krishna is encouraging us, don't stay in the modes. Come out of the modes and engage in transcendence, engage in devotional service. And that's why we're here at the Hare Krishna temple, because we need a little help with this project, because the modes are struggling and trying to get us back. Have you noticed how the modes are trying to get you back constantly? Like you start off on a good foot, and you're like, I'm going to go and chant a little Hare Krishna now. I got up early, I took a shower. And then around like 6 or so, the mind comes and says, you're tired now. You have to take a nap. If you don't take a nap now, you will die. Have you ever heard that? Your mind telling you? And you go like, hey, I'm 27. I don't think I'm going to die if I don't take a nap right now, right? But I remember very well, even I was a teenager and I lived at the temple, and always around 6, the mind came and said, now you have to go to sleep. Well, no, that's the time you should go for your walk, right? That's when Prabhupada went on his morning walk. So you just go and walk, do a japa walk for an hour. And I guarantee you won't die. Just be mindful of the traffic, okay? You can take a small nap after your breakfast, a little later in the day, not too late. But that will be good, actually. But not at 6 in the morning. Because 6 in the morning is just around twilight. And what happens at twilight? Bhutanat, Mahadev. He's on the move with all his friends. And when you go to take rest at that time, what happens? You'll have a few extra movie tickets. You'll get some interesting scenarios. They're really building up here. They're really doing a good job. I'm impressed. Yeah. Bring all your all your friends, okay? I want to see this place all full with kids. Because in a few days I'm gone, in a few weeks we're all gone, and these guys have to run this temple. So if we don't train these guys to do the thing, then it's going to be no more Haribol. How many empty temples and mandirs and churches have you seen? A lot, a lot. And don't think the same thing will not happen to us. Don't think, oh, no, we're above everything. No. So, I'm very happy to see all the different generations here cooperating. And we just need a little more youth outreach. So, bring all your friends, okay? You know how to play the drum. You know how to play the harmonium. Teach a few people. But just have music class here, cooking class, dancing class, all this stuff. And the place will be packed out. I guarantee you, packed out. Because people want to learn. It's an educational institution. It's just a matter how you package it. So today is Father's Day. We're very grateful that Krishna has given us this life, and he has given us meaning and purpose. He's given us a mission. So, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here. Of course, we can feel fulfillment and happiness when we're connected with the source. Just like right now, because construction is going on, and destruction also. People get a little distracted. So sometimes you have to say something a little grotesque. Okay, what if you walk on Quataveg at 6 o'clock and you do your japa walk and you find a severed hand? You know, a hand that's being cut off from a body on the street. It's a little grotesque, right? What goes through your mind? Where's the rest of the body? What happened? Was there an accident? Did the guy work in construction? Where is the person? Are they still alive? Are they well? Right? A lot of thoughts are going in your head. And we think, oh, how terrible. Well, you don't realize that severed head, that hand, that's me. I'm disconnected from the Lord. I'm living my own little dream world, doing my own little stuff, but I'm not really connected with Krishna because I have my own plan. I don't want to cooperate with him. I want to do my own thing. And then mostly it doesn't work so great, so I become a little unhappy. And I'm like that hand that's lying there. But when we reconnect with Krishna, we feel like, yeah, I found my place. I found my purpose. I found my meaning. And I found my happiness. So that's what Krishna consciousness is all about. To be reconnected with Krishna, our source, through bhakti. Hare Krishna. Confirmed. Questions, comments, or reflections? We got 13 minutes, and then there will be arti ceremony at 12:30 sharp, right? We're punctual here. Not
Unless
whenever.
the preacher want to make a point. Unless you want to make a point, you can go 5 minutes.
Unless,
The preacher want to take like 5 minutes, we give him.
oh yeah? Okay, you're very generous. You're giving extra time. No, it's okay. I had already Zoom class this morning.
No, I'm not speaking about you. We are punctual, but sometimes the preacher wants like 5 minutes.
Yeah. No, but I saw there was class already before. You have taken, what was it? Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Bhava, or what kind of class?
Bhakti Shastri.
Bhakti Shastri. Yeah, how many of you participate in that? Some? Or it was a different group?
Different.
They all left. Or they're still here?
But
No, it's wonderful. It's amazing. It's great. There should be classes all throughout the day. You know, some churches are so full that they have to do 3 services on Sunday because they can't pack everybody. And some of them are like, they have stadiums, like with thousands, 10,000 people, but they have too many members. They cannot all come at the same time. So they do it in different batches, like that. Like when you cook for the Rath Yatra, and the pots are not big enough, right? You have to do 3 batches of rice, 3 batches of sabji, 3 batches of halal, like that. We're not there yet, right? We're not there. Questions, comments, or reflections? How to make 500 million? You want to know? You have to have, you see these Chinese people here? Chinese people in supermarkets? You've seen a few in Suriname? It's amazing, isn't it? They just set up shop and the place is busy 24/7. Why? Because they have the products that people want. We have the best product. Golokera Premadan, Harinam Sankirtan. We have the best product. But we're not so good in marketing. Chinese guy is good in marketing. He get a big warehouse, fill it up with stuff, make publicity, and be ready for business every day, every time of the day and night. So we can learn from them. We can learn from them. Reflections, comments? You probably heard a lot of classes in the last few weeks. A lot of people coming by. Anyway, it's good to be back. And we're going to Harinam tonight at 6 o'clock. Where? Which park?
Watertown.
Wa?
Watertown. On the riverside.
Riverside. How do you call that? Water?
Watertown.
Oh, yeah? Are you coming? Huh? You're the boss, no? Tell all the big people we're going. Huh? You see, the point is, if you get the kids, you get everybody, because the parents are just the drivers for the kids, you know. So, kids want to go somewhere, we have to go. No choice. Any other reflections, comments, questions? Hey, the bee is back. The bee went on a little excursion. So we just came from New York. We had 50th Rath Yatra down 5th Avenue with a lot of devotees, with the original cart that Srila Prabhupada rode on in 1976. And it was tremendous. It was amazing. There was a lot of devotees. The weather was fantastic because the year before it was total washout, complete rain, totally deluge. So one traffic cop, you know, not these big, heavy New York traffic cops. For these special events, they have nice people, right? So one guy, he was on his scooty, and we only have half of the 5th Avenue, so he's trying to keep everybody on that half. So he was there, and right in the beginning, he saw the devotees pulling the ropes, and he tried to figure out what's all about this rope pulling business, you know. So one devotee said, okay, also pull the rope. So he was with one hand on his scooter, with the other hand he was pulling the rope like that. And the devotee explained to him in sign language that you pull the rope of the Lord, and then you get connected. You get, and he got it. He understood it, and he was very enthusiastic pulling the rope, like that. So, and you can see people from all kinds of backgrounds, all walks of life, because it's New York. You have the whole world there, and the modes are intense. It's like the most competitive marketplace in the world. But people get affected. They get affected by the holy name, by happy devotees who are chanting and dancing and giving out prasadam and books. So people became quite taken. They were quite inspired by this event. Of course, I had to cut out short because I had to fly to Georgetown the same afternoon to be there in time for the Sunday program the next day. So, but sometimes you realize when you miss something that you're actually more connected than when you're there. Have you noticed? That, like, you were in Mayapur for a good while, right? And now you're like, oh, Mayapur, this place, that place, my favorite sweet shop, my favorite kitchery, this, that, right? So it's much more alive than when you're there. So service in separation is a very important gift, and it's an acquired taste. But as we are moving more towards the time where, devotees are leaving this world very rapidly, and there's no guarantee how long we're going to be here. So to actually develop appreciation and deep connection is important, because if we can only appreciate something when it's not there, then something went wrong, something is missing. So we're here because of the sacrifices and the austerities and the tears of our ancestors, like Krishna. He's given us this world, this life, so many opportunities. Same our parents, same the pioneers who came here and built the country and then brought Krishna consciousness. So as a token of gratitude, let us appreciate the gifts that we have received and cherish them and then share them with others. And that will make them happy. That will be a good sign of our gratitude, of our thanks. Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we're on the distribution or some actions, many people they say like when you reach out to them with a book, they say no, I touched me today. I can touch the book. Or how to convince someone like that it's a holy book, it's a spiritual book, and it can come and
Hey.
that person.
Catch it. So, like that. And then they hold it and you say, look, you're still alive, right? You're still alive. You see? Before he got a little busy with the phone, now, So you have all these excuses, right? Oh, somebody died. Oh, for 21 days, I cannot go to temple. I cannot touch any holy book. Or I'm having, it's the time of the month, or this or that, or something. And, we have to help people to overcome their conditioning. Because the mind is giving us excuses. Does your mind ever give you excuses? Just a few, right? Yeah, like unlimited excuses, right? But we're wearing this T-shirt that says no excuses, right? And whenever the mind wants to start doing his thing, you say, look here, you see what it says? Read, huh? No excuses. Huh? Mind says, no, you can't get up early. No, you can't chant your 16 rounds before Mangalarti or before breakfast or before you go to work or before you... No, of course you can. It's a free world, right? Suriname's still a democracy, somewhat, a little bit, yeah? Huh? It is still like, you have your own choices to make, right, in life? Nobody there forcing you. Everybody here voluntary, or some people, you never know. Huh? I was in the airport in JFK, in the